She touched you there twice last night, once on your arm, once on your chest. You felt it both times, but you didn't understand what those touches meant, so you didn't kiss her. And now she's done trying. 6 specific touches women use when they want you to kiss them right now. Not hints, not maybes. Physical contact that means put your lips on mine. Expressed through touches fear allows them to make. And when a man doesn't recognize these touches as kissing invitations, she assumes he's not attracted or too afraid to act. This is mind and emotion, the psychology of touch as permission that bypasses words entirely. The first touch happens on your arm, but it's not what you think. Most men think when a woman touches their arm during conversation, it's just friendly contact, a casual gesture. Something that happens naturally when people talk. Wrong. When a woman reaches out and touches your arm while talking to you, she's not being casual. She's testing a boundary. She's asking a question with her hand. Will you accept my touch? Will you respond to it? What do you think is happening? She's being friendly, animated, engaged in the conversation. What's actually happening? She's establishing that physical contact between you is safe. She's opening the door to more. Because here's what you need to understand. Women don't touch men randomly. Every touch is calculated, even when it seems spontaneous. When a woman reaches across the space between you and makes contact with your arm, she's made a decision. She's decided you're safe to touch, and she's waiting to see what you do with that information. The arm touch is the gateway. It's the first physical boundary she crosses, and if you accept it, if you don't pull away, if you lean into it, if you touch her back, she knows she can escalate. But here's the critical detail most men miss. It's not just that she touches your arm, it's that she doesn't immediately pull away. When her hand lands on your arm and stays there for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, longer, that's not accident, that's intention. She's lingering. She's letting you feel the weight of her hand on your body, and that sustained contact is her saying, I want to be touching you. And when she places her hand here on your body, on your chest, everything shifts. The second touch is bolder, more intimate. She places her palm flat against your chest. Maybe she does it while laughing, maybe while making a point, maybe while steadying herself, but the reason doesn't matter. What matters is the location, what you think. She's being playful, physical, comfortable. What's real? She's touching you in a space reserved for intimacy. She's crossing from casual to sexual. Your chest is not a casual touch zone. It's close to your heart. It's personal. It's intimate. And when a woman places her hand there, even briefly, she's signaling that she wants access to intimate spaces on your body. Because if she just wanted friendly contact, she'd touch your shoulder, your back, something neutral. But the chest? That's a choice. That's her saying, I want to be close to you in ways that aren't just friendly. You're starting to feel it. But the next touch moves from your body to hers, and that changes everything. When a woman touches her own lips while looking at you, most men think she's nervous, anxious. Maybe her lips are dry. Maybe it's just a fidget. But watch when this happens. Watch the timing. Because she doesn't touch her lips randomly. She does it while making eye contact with you, while you're talking, while the conversation has a certain charge to it. What you think is happening, she's self-soothing, maybe uncomfortable. What's actually happening, she's showing you exactly where she wants your mouth. She's giving you a visual map. Because here's the truth about female self-touch in moments of attraction. It's never unconscious. When arousal builds, when a woman wants to be kissed, her body starts directing attention to the places she wants touched. And the most common target? Her lips. She runs her finger across her bottom lip. She bites it. She touches the corner of her mouth. And every single one of these gestures is her body saying, look here, this is where I want you. It's a mirror. She's touching herself the way she wants you to touch her. She's demonstrating with her own hand what she's hoping you'll do with yours, and then with your lips. When she touches her lips while looking directly at you, she's not thinking about chapstick. She's thinking about your mouth on hers. Her body is trying to draw your focus to the exact place where she wants the first kiss to land. But here's what makes this touch so powerful. She's doing it to herself, which means she maintains plausible deniability. If you don't respond, she can pretend it was nothing, just a nervous habit. But if you do respond, if you lean in, if you close the distance, she's given you the green light without having to say a word. But watch what happens when she touches herself here, on her neck. The neck is different. It's more vulnerable, more intimate. When a woman exposes her neck and then touches it while looking at you, she's not just showing you where she wants to be kissed. She's showing you she trusts you enough to touch her most vulnerable place. And that touch, her fingers trailing down her neck, lingering at her collarbone, is an invitation that goes beyond just kissing. It's her saying, I want your lips here too, not just my mouth, everywhere. Now pay attention to where her hands go next. This is the touch that removes all doubt. When a woman reaches up and touches your face, most men think it's just affection, a sweet gesture, something tender and caring. But think about what she's actually doing. She's crossing the most intimate boundary that exists between two people who haven't kissed yet. She's touching your face, your jaw, your cheek, the exact territory her lips will need to access when you kiss. What do you think is happening? She's being sweet, affectionate. Maybe she cares about me. What's actually happening? She's preparing the space for her mouth. She's testing how close she can get to your lips. Because here's what you need to understand. The face is sacred territory. People don't touch faces casually. You touch a face when you're about to kiss it, when you're already intimate, or when you're creating intimacy. And when a woman reaches up and places her hand on your face, she's doing the third one. She's building the intimacy that comes right before a kiss. Watch how this happens. She doesn't just tap your face and pull away. She lets her hand rest there, her palm against your cheek, her fingers near your ear, her thumb close enough to your lips that you can almost feel it. She's not just touching, she's lingering. She's savoring the closeness. And while her hand is on your face, she's watching your reaction. She's seeing if you lean into her touch, if your breathing changes, if you move closer, because all of those responses tell her, yes, he wants this too. When her hand is on your face and you don't pull away, you've just given her permission to get even closer. You've told her that intimate touch between you is not just acceptable, it's wanted. And when she does this with your hair, when she reaches up and runs her fingers through it, when she plays with it at the back of your neck, when she gently tugs it, she's erased the last bit of distance. Hair touching is possession, it's claiming. When a woman puts her hands in your hair, she's saying, I'm allowed to touch you like this, and I'm about to touch you more. The hair touch often happens during the kiss itself, but when it happens before, when her fingers slide into your hair while you're still just talking, still just close, that's not exploration, that's preparation. She's already mentally in the kiss. Her hands are rehearsing what they'll do when your mouths finally meet. The sixth touch is the last invitation you'll get. Miss it and the moment dies. When a woman touches your lips with her fingers, most men freeze. They don't know what it means. They don't know what to do. So they do nothing. And the moment passes. But understand what just happened. She didn't touch your shoulder. She didn't touch your hand. She touched your lips. The most intimate, sensitive part of your face. The part that exists for kissing, for speaking, for tasting. And she put her fingers there. What do you think is happening? This is intimate. Maybe too intimate. What does this mean? What's actually happening? She's mapping the target. She's telling you exactly where her mouth wants to go. Because here's the truth about the lip touch. It's the last permission signal a woman gives before a kiss. It's her way of saying, I'm going to kiss you, or you're going to kiss me. But it's happening now. When her fingers trace your lips, when they brush across your mouth, when they linger at the corner, she's doing something incredibly vulnerable. She's touching the place she wants to put her own lips. She's testing the softness. She's imagining the contact, and she's giving you one final, unmistakable signal. Close this gap right now. This touch doesn't have plausible deniability. You can't touch someone's lips by accident. You can't brush your fingers across someone's mouth and pretend it meant nothing. This touch is intentional, it's bold, and it requires an immediate response. When her fingers are on your lips, you have seconds, not minutes, not time to think it over, seconds to lean in, to close the distance, to put your mouth where her fingers just were. Because if you hesitate, if you wait, if you let the moment stretch too long, her hand will drop, the touch will end, and she'll pull back, not just physically, but emotionally. She'll assume you didn't want it, that you weren't ready, that you missed what she was offering. Now look at how all 6 touches work together. She doesn't just do one, she builds them in sequence. First, she touches your arm, testing if you accept her touch. Then she places her hand on your chest, crossing into intimate territory. Then she touches her own lips while looking at you, showing you where she wants your mouth. Then her hand moves to your face, preparing the space. Then her fingers slide into your hair, claiming you. And finally, she touches your lips, giving you the last invitation you'll get. 6 touches, 6 escalations, 6 ways of saying kiss me now without ever speaking the words. When all 6 touches happen together, she's not being affectionate. She's giving you the only invitation you'll get. You weren't missing her signals. You didn't know touch was the language. These 6 touches, arm contact, chest placement, lip self-touch, face contact, hair pull, lip trace, aren't random gestures. They're progressive permission signals her body gives when saying kiss me with words feels impossible. Because a woman can't say put your lips on mine right now without risking rejection. So her hands speak instead through touches that build courage, test boundaries, and grant permission without a single word. Subscribe to Mind and Emotion. We're learning to read what her touch says when her voice stays silent. Now you know the 6 touches. The question is, will you close the distance when her fingers reach your lips again?